Hello there, this is Yogi for day 26 of my 30-day video challenge that I'm doing in June. Today I want to talk about the question of if versus how, getting from if to how. In an earlier conversation, I talked about difference between mathematics and personal growth. Among many other things, one difference was the mindset of skepticism in mathematics or science versus the mindset of exploration in personal growth. And it doesn't mean there is no skepticism in personal growth. It's just that it's the dominant mindset is of exploration. Recently, I have been having a few conversations with the friends during dinners and just hanging out. And one difference I'm noticing is this perspective of if and how that relates to the skepticism and exploration perspective I mentioned in the earlier video. If you want to grow in certain area, the question is not if you can grow in that area, but how you can grow in that area. Be it getting in impeccable physical condition or becoming financially independent, starting a business, trying your hands on acting or dancing or whatever have you. If you really want to do it, it's not if you can do it, it's a matter of how you can do it. And this is exemplified by so many examples, so many people who go through extreme challenges in life to be able to accomplish what just seems unlikely for them. Like somebody who doesn't have legs and they are running on prosthetic and do amazing feats, things like that. So if you really genuinely want to grow in any area, the question is not if you can grow, the question is how you can grow. The next question that immediately comes to mind is that true in all the things? Like if I can grow versus how I can grow, is it true that how I can grow is the right question in all the things? For example, can everybody be the fastest runner in the world? And of course, the answer is no. Everybody cannot be the fastest runner in the world. Maybe a few people can be, and at any time only one person can be in a specific, let's say, distance. But I think a simple answer to that question, is this true in all the things? The perspective of how versus if, and the perspective of how you can grow helps in any area. I think the answer is yes. It is true that you can grow in any area you want to, as long as the goal of the thing you are trying to accomplish, the goal of the thing under consideration, is growth of the self, or self growth, or personal growth, or whatever you call it, in a process in which you internally grow to be a more potential human being. Your potential is realized. If that is the objective, then the question is not if you can do it, but how you can do it. If there is an experience you genuinely believe will help you grow, again, the question you should ask is not if, the question is how. If I go back to the earlier example of can everybody be a fastest runner in the world, I think the fastest runner in the world, to become that itself doesn't seem like a growth experience. The growth experience is, can I be a really fast runner and get in an impeccable physical condition so I can actually do that? And I think that people can do this. Everybody can do that. And that leads to growth, not being the fastest runner, because that just leads to an ego boost, not personal growth. Again, doesn't mean all fastest runners are egomaniacs. No, that's not the case. But if that is the sole goal, then that is more likely to be an ego-serving purpose than a self-growth purpose. Now I want to talk about some examples from my own life, where shifting the perspective from if I can do it to how can I do it led to a good growth experience. One of the thing I was thinking for a long time was I wanted to quit my job to take care of my health and explore life on my own terms. It took me 4 or 5 years to get to asking the question of how I can do that, not if I can do that. I was stuck in the if for a long time and I couldn't do it. But once I started to ask how, it took maybe a year or two before I was able to do that. And I've been not working for some time now. The second example was I used to have more leg and IT band pain that came as a result of my triathlon training. And at times I ask if this will ever get better. And given that I have had this pain for well over 8, 9, 10 years, it just didn't seem like it's gonna go away. But when I started to ask how and really committed to, I want to have a pain-free leg and pain-free body, the answer came slowly but surely. And I'm still not pain-free completely, but my discomfort has gone tremendously down. My relationship to the existing pain and discomfort has changed tremendously. And that, I feel like, is a magic of asking the question of how it's gonna be better, not oh my god, is it gonna be better or not. Now you might ask, how does it really work? Like, how does asking the how question better than asking the if question? And I have a few speculations, and some of them I've gathered from various books I've read. One of them is that when you ask a how question, your mind starts to work on possibilities. Your mind starts to think of, oh, I have a problem to solve here. And it starts to churn out possibilities and solutions instead of getting stagnated with the impossibility. Okay, that's not possible, and move on. So mind is stagnated as a result. Another one is if you ask your mind a yes or no question, it picks a safe choice. It tends to pick what is the path of least resistance is. And that turns out to be, yeah, you cannot do certain thing. It is evolutionarily safe too to be able to not explore too much. If things are working okay, then there's not much point exploring if you think from an evolutionary perspective. Mutation or change is forced by random forces. People don't seek out change. So if you ask us a yes or no question, the status quo or the answer that leads to not much action, that's the mind chooses generally. Also, I talked about this in an earlier video, that when you look for how and start to ask around, share your goals with people become available to help you. People now know that what you're looking for, you're trying to solve something, and people are willing to participate in that process, and willing to help you achieve what you're looking for. So you have more help available when you ask question how and start to really figure out how this is possible, how you can achieve certain thing, and start to talk to people. In conclusion, if you want something for your growth, stop asking the if question, if you can do it, if you can achieve it, and go for a how you can do it, how you can achieve it. you will be surprised how often the universe would open up its arms and embrace you. Thank you very much.